Okay, so now we know how to navigate our way through the WonderSign kiosk. Now I want to point out some great opportunities or great ways to utilize WonderSign besides just special order opportunities. And this is an important step because when I've noticed when I've done training, a lot of the sales associates aren't using WonderSign above and beyond just for special orders. And so I'm going to throw out a couple of scenarios how we can maximize this WonderSign kiosk to grow or build the ticket or increase the dollars per ticket. And by doing that, obviously that's going to get uh, the sales associates going to give them the incentive to make more money by adding or building that ticket. So let's throw out this scenario. Mrs. Jones just made a purchase. They picked out their sofa love that they absolutely love. This is a point where the sales associate, we need to make sure that they are trained that the next step, rather than just be happy with that purchase, we need to get them to build to add onto that ticket. Rather than ask, hey, do you need tables or do you need lamps, which is easy for the customer to say, no, I just want to buy this and get out of here. What we need to train the sales associates on is saying, hey, great, now that we got the sofa love picked out, let's find some tables, let's find some lamps that's really going to complement this group and it's going to complete your room. So rather than walk the floor, let's go over to the kiosk and we can do a quick search. It's a lot easier. We can look, see a better image of it, and if it's on the floor, we can go directly to it. So we go to the kiosk, and let's say we go to occasionals, and let's go to cocktail tables because it shows all our cocktail tables that we have in the line right here on the kiosk. And again, if you go back, if you remember, the way I have it set up on my kiosk or my app is I have the highest price to the lowest price. So when you sweep left and you're going right, it's going to go from high to low. So you want to make sure you're aware of that. So while we get started, let's say they start with this group right here. And I like it, it looks good. At this point, what we need to make sure happens with the sales associate is they need to make sure that we're capturing the customer's information. And by doing that, here's how we can do it. What we can do is say, listen, Mrs. Jones, let's do this. Let's put together a wish list of all the tables that you like. So we can use that as a reference point. So let's say you find 5 table options you like. If they're on the floor, we can walk the floor. You have it as a reference information to find it. If it's not on the floor, worst case scenario is if that table that you liked is not on the floor, but you need to make a decision and you need to go home and think about it, you have that information at home that you can review and show your husband or whoever else that that you need to make this purchase. So if you can, do me a favor. Give me your cell phone number and I will text you each group that you like and picked out. That way you have that information. And once you send that text, then better yet, also, if you can, give me your email address because maybe when you get home, if you don't want to review it on your phone, if you want to pull up on your laptop or on your PC, you can do that. Easy. You know, you can show it that way easier. Also, you can also forward on to your husband some tables that you like and so forth. What you're doing here, guys, is you're capturing that information of the customer. So for future sales events, you can send out text blast or email blast or you can call the customer directly, but you're collecting that information to build your data for future opportunities. Also, it could be utilized for be-backs. So if they do go home and the sales associate hasn't heard from the customer in a couple of days, they can go back and call them or send them a text saying, hey, listen, I just wanted to follow up and see if you guys made a decision on the tables. And oh, by the way, we are having a sale coming up this weekend, so those tables that you liked, we are offering 10% off store-wide, so you can take advantage of the sale. So it's so important to collect that information for the store so they can then use it for future opportunities. So the other thing is what we want to make sure is that they have their wish list, and when you walk the floor, they can look on their phone and they can say, oh yeah, that's that price, oh it's this price, okay, and so forth. So it's a really good tool to make sure that we're collecting that information. Another scenario is, let's say they picked out this sectional, and They absolutely love it. Another way to really, again, maybe it's accessories that you can work with the customer on and say, listen, Mrs. Jones, absolutely love this sectional. I tell you what, let's find some lamps. Find some accessories that's really going to complement the navy out of those accent pillows. So let's go to the kiosk and let's find some options there for you. And again, rather than walk the entire floor of the store and maybe search for that needle in the haystack, you can go directly to the WonderSign kiosk, and then you can, make it easier and quicker for them to look. Plus, also might show better images and so forth. So let's say we're looking for navy. So you can under search, you could type in navy, and it's going to pull up anything and everything that is considered a navy color. Now here you got to watch out for, sometimes like mine, you're going to see all groups, all items that are going to be in that navy color, living room sets and so forth. But if you scroll, again, remember, if I have it set up high to low price, so if you push the left arrow, you're going to go to the lower priced items, and that's probably where you're going to see all the accessories. For example here, so you see that we have rugs, top of bed, tabletop accessories, and pillows, and you can see everything that comes in that navy. So this is a great opportunity for them to do a search, see what they like, add it to the wish list, and walk the floor. If it's not on the floor, then they can go home and look at it. Or even better, if it's not on the floor, as you can notice, I didn't point this out earlier, but you have the express delivery logo on these items. So these are items that can go directly to the customer's home. So it might be a situation is like, okay, so your living room set's going to be delivered to you in about 3 weeks. Let's find some accessories, and the great opportunity here, Mrs. Jones, is that we can order these accessories and have them delivered directly to your home within 48 hours. So you can now set up your room and get it all ready to go. So when you get your sectional in, it's easier and quicker, and you have that complete room. So let's go ahead and make these purchases now online, and within 48 hours you're going to get your product. So anyway, so those are a couple situations and scenarios that you can